Are you rich?
You forgot to change your category.
I did. Did I not hit done? I hit done now. Current time. Before we get started, can I just say something? Thank you for actually setting the clock both times you've booted up the game. A lot of people don't take that seriously. They just leave the clock set at 12 and call it a day. But you're actually taking the time to set the clock, and I appreciate that. That's how I know you care about this experience. You're paying attention. I don't even have any way of knowing if the times you're setting are correct. Tell you what, I'll make you a deal. What deal? Since you've been so cooperative, next time you boot up the game and see this screen, just set the clock to your favorite time. Go ahead, pick whichever time you want, even if it's not the correct time you've earned it. Okay. Alright, let me get back to the video game now. Lit. That's cool.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons.
Getting a laptop this Friday? Nice!
Orders came to him through
That's
a monitor on his
nice.
desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Stanley was
And
happy.
then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Okie dokie.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Meeting today. Take the bucket with me.
Warmth spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home.
Mr. Bucket.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
I can't
And
remember
here it was.
everything I did last
Turned out
time.
to be correct. Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be. Truly, being here with the bucket was a grand adventure. Stanley reflected on all they'd been through together. First, walking through the door on the right, then walking to the lounge, then arriving at the lounge. What a thrilling journey the bucket had inspired. No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
I can't remember everything I did already.
No, said the bucket. Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
I did. Man. Stanley Parable, hello. Okay, hold on. Begin again, because I've already done that one. Okay.
All of his
Are you sure it
co-workers
was the
were
same?
gone.
Every
What
ending
could it
is
mean?
different.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
I
Perhaps
remember
he'd
taking the
finally
bucket
picked up
down there
bucket and
before.
smiled.
I
He'd
did that
never
last
be
time.
alone again. Not truly alone. Not
I
with
think.
the bucket around.
Whatever, I'll go back.
Oh, well, done. I guess. I wasn't here.
Oh, I don't know. It was last time. I don't know. What did you say? Oh, you left. Okay.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the
Not
meeting
really
room.
good.
But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back
Stop
to the
fighting.
meeting room. No, said the bucket. Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Okay, yeah, this is different.
This is day number 295. Take number...
I didn't
know.
continue when
On
you
this
went to
track,
bed. I stopped.
nothing feels real anymore. The longer I study this bucket, the less
But this is
sense
different.
anything makes.
I just thought I went here before with the bucket.
Euphoria I feel every time I pick it up. No matter how many times I've done it, it's always the same feeling. And the emptiness in my chest when I set it down. It doesn't make sense. There's no explanation for it. I still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in my arms. Why everything feels so... What do I do with this treasure? I can monetize it. Yes. It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the bucket. This is my golden ticket. But I have to be careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get... What's that? Who's there?
Sorry? Oh, spooky. I feel like I should
All of
keep
his
track of this
co-workers were
stuff.
gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I feel like I should take the bucket and go out that window.
The good old bucket. Just Stanley and the bucket. Off on another thrilling adventure. Stanley clung the bucket to his cheek. Could his co-workers really all be gone? Yes, whispered the bucket into Stanley's ear. We've done it. We've escaped from that dull office and that pesky narrator. At last, out here in the white void, we are alone. Now, and for the first time, I can reveal to you my true self. The bucket began to tell Stanley of its life and its history, of the countless wars it witnessed, desecrating the land and lives of untold numbers of innocent humans, and the bucket's own complicity therein, of sadness and regret, and the many years it spent dwelling on the actions it might have taken to curb the madness and the decay, if only it had been stronger, of hope and redemption, and its crusade to uplift the stock of life for the common man, to manifest justice where none existed, and the bittersweet reality of time, to see one's dreams and wishes met halfway, meted out in parcels like charity, and abandoned as soon as the warm glow of inspiration begins to dim. The opportunities to do so much more. There was so much it could have done, perhaps, the bucket wondered to itself. Perhaps, if it had seen its own darkness with a clearer perception. This was way too much for Stanley. What are you talking about? He screamed. You're a bucket! To this, the bucket furrowed its brow. No,
what brow?
said the bucket. Not since the evil wizard Gambhorata first ensnared me in his machinations as payback for the sacred amulet I stole from his treasured vaults. I was young back then and could not conceive the ramifications of... No! Stanley screamed even louder this time. This is stupid! You are a bucket! This is so stupid! Why are we even doing this? As Stanley screamed and screamed and screamed, the bucket revealed its true form, transforming into a mighty beast of untold power, its fangs glistening like...
Oh, fuck?
My God, Stanley, you did it. You saved us from the bucket. Thank God you already had all 12 emblems of sages and knew the incantations to summon their true power. Otherwise, we would have easily been overwhelmed by the bucket's power. I'm speechless. You've demonstrated such bravery here today. Come, let's restart the game, and we'll agree to never again go trifling with this bucket, nor the dark magic cast away inside of it.
Still picking up the bucket.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Where are we going today? The bucket asked. Stanley just smiled. Anywhere they went together would be... Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be. No, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
I'm gonna do
Stanley took the door
anything again, even if I already did it.
to the meeting room.
So I can't remember.
No,
I did the
Said
bed.
the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo
High school
lift, yes.
house.
Good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Don't remember if I came down here, but I'm gonna do it again. Oh yeah, I did this one. No buckets past
No,
this
stop.
point.
Look there on the wall, you see? There's a
Okay, I'll
sign
do it
right
again.
there. It says, no buckets past this point. Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose
it's
that would
this
explain a
one.
lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's
This is what I
true,
ended
oh,
on last
my
time.
goodness. I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment. Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin. Item 1. Is this a bucket?
Certainly not a bucket.
Correct. It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket. Item 2. Is this a bucket? Incorrect. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket. Item 3. Is this a bucket? Correct. This is a bucket. Item 4. Is this a bucket? Correct. This is a tractor and not a bucket. To be honest, I just sort of put this one in here as a gimme, but I was starting to get concerned that even this might be too much for you. Thank you for not making me look like an idiot. Okay, next one. Is this a bucket? Correct. This is a bucket. Item 6. Is this a bucket? Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
Is and isn't a bucket.
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere. Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something, and therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket? Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, I remember that. There's no bucket this time.
Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket. Oh my God, I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay? And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right, here we go. How long was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days? Centuries? Did something crucial happen while my senses were turned? He made a note to be more careful with time from now on. A good bucket, a strong bucket, a humble bucket, a committed bucket, a bucket of culture and distinction. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, no, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said
All the way
the bucket.
across this time.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Good,
Said the bucket.
now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
I did this one, but if I did, it's okay.
Now pick up the phone.
Said the bucket.
Pick up the phone and it will take us back home, where we can go about life together.
There's two here. The phone, don't pick up the phone.
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket. Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
This apartment's different. What do I do?
The bucket.
Where's the... Oh, it's right there. Oh my god, I'm blind.
The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely
Thank
meant
you.
to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head.
That's crazy.
Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't
The
know if
bucket.
he'll listen to me.
Ah.
Well, I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me? Listen to me. It's just a bucket. It can't
No.
think. It can't talk. All it will ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location. That's it.
Bucket.
It doesn't do anything else. You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about is this awful bucket. This stupid hunk of metal. It's sad, but I suppose he doesn't need me anymore. From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket, this sort of shiny bucket. Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it.
Yes. Crazy. I'm real. Don't you Stanley?
Yes, I suppose on
Insane.
closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket. It's just a little more, what am I trying to say? Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid. like it would be better at moving an amount of water from one room to another.
Same day with me over and over. Yeah.
Oh my God, what am I saying? Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket. Why do I feel some need to point out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular bucket?
To work, to work to home.
Oh no, I'm having
The
feelings for the bucket. No,
What?
No. What's going on? Why do I want to be with the bucket? Hear what the bucket has to say. Do anything it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't understand. Perhaps if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing. Yes, the bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation. Stanley, give me the bucket. Give it to
No.
me. Give me the bucket, Stanley. I need it. Give it to me now. Give it or I'll...
I was like, oh, look like with my eyes. Did it for me. Back to work, Stanley. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
The
Stanley
end of the
decided
video.
to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I'm gonna go unplug the phone now.
Embrace of an old friend. A weathered companionship that stands the test of time. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door
Nope.
on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Totally
And
is.
here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this
No.
better than the meeting? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go
Is
somewhere
it also
else.
a thing to
The
jump?
cargo lift,
I don't
yes.
remember if I did
Go
that.
There. Go to the cargo lift. Good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Now pick up the phone.
Said the bucket.
Pick up the phone and it will take us back home, where we can go about life together.
I just don't pick it up. I forget if that was also one. If I just don't pick up. Or do I have to?
Whoa, hold on. Why did you unplug the phone? Were you
'Cause
trying
I
to resist
can.
the bucket's orders? Stanley, I was joking. Obviously, the bucket isn't talking to you and telling you to do things. Buckets can't talk. It was a joke.
Don't you get the joke? It's funny, Stanley. A talking bucket.
Can't you see? Oh, goodness. I must have really bungled up the delivery if you actually took me seriously. Where did I mess up the joke? Should I have paused for longer or spoken quicker? Comedic timing is so difficult. I wish I were better at it. But there isn't exactly an instructional video on comedy that one can watch to fully... Oh, wait, yes, there is. It's sitting right here. Let's take a look.
What is comedic timing? What is comedic timing? How does it work? How long should it last? How can it be used to effectively silence your political enemies? And more importantly, can it be taught in its entirety within 90 seconds? Thankfully, the answer to all of these questions is yes. Let's dive deeper. If you've ever told a joke or made someone laugh, in all likelihood, you did it while standing 50 to 80 centimeters from them in a room of no more than 76 degrees Fahrenheit, with one of your arms raised straight upward at a 15-degree angle from your body. These are the optimal conditions for good comedic timing. To begin the joke, start by stating and spelling your name. Next, provide a brief synopsis of the joke, including the specific times at which the recipient of the joke will laugh, and then spell out your name a second time. With these steps complete, it's time to begin the humor. Speak the entire joke in no more than 18 seconds and no less than 13 and a half, pausing only for bathroom breaks when necessary. When the joke has concluded, it is customary to inform your listener that the joke is over by declaring in your loudest possible voice, "I'm Dunny with the funny."
The funny. I'm
Let's
Dunny with the
practice
funny.
screaming, "I'm Dunny with the funny" now.
I'm Dunny with the funny.
Good. This saying is a perfect example of expectations management, which is the cornerstone of good comedy.
No,
Finally, it's time to hand out surveys.
I'm not a adult.
Collecting hard data from your audience on how rapt they were throughout the joke is the only way to grow or learn as a comedian. An effective survey should be no less than 10 pages long and should include the same question reprinted several times,
No.
just to ensure the survey taker is actually paying attention and not simply filling in answers at random.
Huh.
And that's all there is. With these strategies at your disposal, you'll have audiences doubled over in laughter and even tripled over in laughter in no time at all. Just remember to let them stop laughing at some point, you gut-busting little scamp. After all, with each of us needed on the front lines of the war to fight the 12-legged invader who threaten our very existence, and to very likely die in a hailstorm of bullets and mandibles.
Why does that one have a foot?
To give our lives to this noble cause, just as our children must do after us, and their children after them. Godspeed, and may Earth reign supreme.
Hey, goodness, this video is a little outdated, isn't it? Well, no matter. I think the fundamentals of proper comedic timing are still as relevant today as they were back then. So with that in mind, I believe the only way forward is for us to return to the two doors and walk through all of this again, so I can try telling my story with more appropriate comedic delivery. Come along, let's head back.
Okay.
I can feel it. This time, I'm really going to
Made
nail
it
the
so I
delivery.
couldn't
You'll
jump.
be in stitches. A talking bucket, you'll say? How ridiculous. How absurd. What a hilarious concept. The king of comedy. That's what you'll call me. Thank goodness we had the instructional video. Otherwise, who knows where we'd be right now. Well, I wouldn't be the king of comedy, that's for sure. The bucket spoke to Stanley. The bucket spoke. The bucket spoke. Oh, I'll figure it out on the fly. No need to overthink things. Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left. What? We're back at the phone already? No, what's going on? There was supposed to be several rooms leading up to this. There was supposed to be a build-up to this point, a dramatic display of remarkable comedic wit which culminates in this scene with the phone. But now the timing's completely off. The joke will never land. Well, not the way it was meant to. And it's all my fault. I must have forgotten that the phone room comes immediately after the two doors room. What an egregious mistake. I've made a fool of myself. I don't deserve the title of King of Comedy. I'm nothing. I'm not even the lowliest joke-telling whelp. I think I need to go back and rewatch that instructional video again. Yes, surely that will help me improve my... Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left.
No.
What? We're back at the phone already? No.
Okay, I'll load it on
Here we
the
go.
left.
You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left. No. You were supposed to go through the door on the right, leading back to the phone.
I did that.
Did you not even look at the instructional video? I think this is all covered very
Dad.
clearly. There's no way I can make the comedic timing work now. It's done. The joke is completely done and over. It's all your fault, Stanley. I'm going to be ridiculed in the community of other joke writers. I'm going to be shamed at every one of our meetings from now on. All because you couldn't watch a simple video and take a hint. Are you proud of yourself for bringing me down, Stanley? Are you proud?
Stanley, you love the bucket so much it's like you... it's as though all of your other most prized possessions pale in comparison. Yes. Well, let me try that again, Stanley. I heard that you are pale with shame over how unabashedly in love with a bucket you are. No? Still not? Is it the delivery? Pale with shame. Pale with shame? Pale... What's another word to describe a bucket? Stanley, this bucket is so metal, I think I saw it playing guitar. No. We're getting away from making fun of Stanley's obsession with the bucket, which was the whole point of this. I'm no good at these jokes. I need more instructional videos. That's exactly what it is. That's what will make me the king of comedy again. More instructional videos. Let's see.
Already this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life.
Hi.
The bucket made Stanley want to be a better man and a better co-worker. In time, perhaps, he would become both of those things. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How in snow? Never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else.
But Stanley feared that any path he walked might lead to the separation of himself and the bucket, his dearest friend. So he threw himself to his death, that they might die in one another's arms. How deeply touching. Stanley decided to go to the meeting room to check on his co-workers. He never functioned well by himself, and not everyone is so lucky to have a bucket, but Stanley is a very lucky fellow. Very lucky indeed. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this no? Never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to them, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
I'm trying to remember all of the ones I
Oh,
did
good,
before.
Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place
What the fuck?
eventually. You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere. The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. don't you want another story involving the adventure line? We could make the adventure line go somewhere
Yes.
new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it. Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well. Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about.
Play the music again.
Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue? Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
What?
Yes.
That was never said.
Back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up.
Like what? Can I open any of these doors? No. Sadness. Play the music again. Why did it stop?
Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket.
No!
That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer.
What? No!
I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me, it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along, don't you?
Out.
Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does? Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you. Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready.
Goodbye, Bucket. I will miss you.
Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait. Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about? The broom closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this. Okay, the Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you crush that damn bucket. Quickly now, the fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give the fans what they want. Hurry and...
I think it blew up.
The Bucket Destroyer, my prized creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spellbinding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
How are you?
All of his co-workers were gone.
Huh?
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
No, because like, why does it look different? I don't like that.
It takes a lot of humility to carry a bucket
Why is it
so
different?
magnificent. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his
Good,
chest
how are you?
and entered the door on his left.
No.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
I think there's only
And here
one
it was.
side
Had the
and that's
bucket
going
turned out to be
completely through.
correct? Was this better? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room. And so the two of them
I don't gotta
detoured
go
through
down
the
there
meeting
again.
section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
Exactly, Hive was like, CTF game or not? Ooh. Sucks. I hate when games are laggy. Already
Going
went
to a
down.
staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
I don't remember how many are on this side. Because the boss knows what the boss says go. Wait, because the boss knows that what the boss says goes. If the boss has suffered losses, then that's what the boss chose. Okay. Dude got bars. I forget if I went in the elevator with the bucket. I know it doesn't do anything, but music. Love the music. Okay.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would, and he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Forget how many are on this side.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine. Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
I did this one.
The door behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
I remembered what I did last time. Oh, I remember this. I just don't remember if it was before or after the bucket. I know I did it before. I just can't remember if I did it again after.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be. To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket, But what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death? This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere. Farewell, Stanley.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end as it was crushed violently to death.
Excuse me.
It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest. It was a glorious bucket to behold.
The bucket welcomes you to the grand exhibit. You are standing at the precipice of knowledge. Much like a bucket itself, the human mind is frequently empty within, a cavernous void. But through use of the exhibit in front of you, the mind becomes full and enriched and substantiated. I can't read. Knowledge of the bucket and its history is the only true knowledge we really have. Will you take what you learn here out with you into the world? Will you accept with an open mind what may be challenging about the information in this exhibit? Will you change the lives of yourself and your loved ones as a result of this exhibit? Or will you turn a blind eye and continue to live as you were in ignorance and darkness? Everything is lagging? No! Sadness.
Can you see how arrogant it was for
That's a lot of
Stanley to
buckets.
take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own? Can you see the hubris
A lot
that
more than
blinded
25.
him? Can you see that the bucket is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his short life?
That's a lot more than 25 buckets, man. I want to see everything. A bucket with 2 handles. Okay. And then what's this way? Oh, that's where I came from. Bruh. My bow takes 2 seconds after I shot to shoot. Man. Inferno bucket. Man. I'm sorry to hear that. Ooga chaka, ooga chaka, ooga chaka.
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
Why do I have high ping? I don't know, man. Maybe it could be your Wi-Fi. Distress, bucket, an analogy, worrying, negative forecasting, negative thinking, lack of reassurance. Stress equals the level of water in the bucket. Vulnerability equals the size and strength of the bucket. Coping strategies equals rest and relaxation. Doing something you enjoy. Rest and relax. Oh. Back up this way. This is so sad. It is sad. I hope your ping goes down so you can have a better time and not lag. The hanging bucket. Okay. Whoa, okay. Am I supposed to fall into the hole? Oh, okay. I grabbed the bucket.
But there is something we can do. Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong.
Oh.
Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together.
Okay, it's just hive lag. Well, hopefully the hive fixes its stuff.
A new vision.
I'm dead. But like, why'd the office
All of
change?
his co-workers
I
Stanley
don't
cradled
like
the
it.
bucket in a gentle embrace, protective yet delicate, assertive yet compassionate. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Anyways. Do you like this game? I do like this game. Somewhere both red and blue. I forget what that is. I forget how to get there. Stairs, I'll give it to the stairs. I've already gone downstairs.
Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
I forget how many different endings there are.
Stepping into his manager's
No.
office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of
young.
any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation. Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves. The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine. Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one
Or
friend
bucket.
in the
I
entire
know, right?
world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket. But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment
Is
about
low-key the
taking
best thing in the
down
game?
system.
Yeah. We love the bucket.
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over?
I forgot if I did this part already or not.
Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support, and... What? Wait. What was happening? Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed? An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave. Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket, or go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No,
I know, right?
no. Stanley can't leave this place, not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms, not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room, but at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
It's different.
Ah, Stanley's bucket, the only co-worker he would ever truly need.
Okay.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Fun.
Stepping in,
Okay. Okay. I did this one either. Wish my memory was better. What? Okay. I did do this one. I put the bucket in the thingy. I remember. pressing the bucket. Goodbye, bucket. It had to be done. The bucket's not there anymore. I can't remember what. Why can't I remember? How could I? I set the bucket free. It had to be done.
You could do the achievements.
Yeah. I just wish I remembered the other ones, cause isn't there like a bunch of ones that the bucket unlocks?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Ain't no way one of the achievements is don't play the Stanley Parable for 10 years. What the fuck? Is that really an achievement?
Yes.
What the fuck?
Anyways, you should be able to do currently about 3 achievements here.
Which ones?
Well, there's 8, and then there's 430, and then there's speedrun.
Okay. I don't even know how to get to 430. Where the fuck is that door? It's back. I went the wrong way.
Well, it's because you had the shortcut start.
Yeah. I don't know how to not get the shortcut start. I don't know what I'm doing.
Then you
Coming
also
to a
still haven't found
staircase,
all of
Stanley
the
walked upstairs
figurines
to
that
his
have
I
boss's
know.
office.
asking you,
I know.
and they have it listed on the board for you.
I know. Stairs? Lots of stairs. Which I thought was the one that I just did, but I didn't see it there. That's the only one I can think of that has a lot of stairs. And then the red and blue, I'm assuming, is the red and blue door, but I don't know how to get back there.
I mean, the boss's stairs have a total of like 7 damn stairs on it. But yeah,
These ones?
I wouldn't know. You haven't moved my thing for this right now, so I'm just gonna like chill.
Oh, it's right there. But, yeah.
You're getting close now, Stanley. You've nearly gotten all of the 𝐓𝐢𝐿𝐴. Very soon, you'll collect the last one, and then the first number will equal the second number, and that will be it. We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them, and now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no 𝐓𝐢𝐿𝐴. None of us can.
Fiddler. Yeah, I don't remember how to get back to the red and blue door.
Well, that red
Stepping
and blue
into his
door
manager's
was locked
office,
'cause you had the
Stanley was
bucket.
once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
And you don't have a bucket,
Shocked,
so
unraveled, Stanley
I
was
know,
in such a rush to
but I
get
don't
through
remember
the
how to get
story as
back
quickly
there.
as possible. He didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed
also I wonder
for a
what
few moments
8 would
with some
be.
calming new age music.
That. Assuming it's pressing to 8.
Yeah, but you already typed.
Feeling
Yeah.
soothed, and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Blah 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 blah.
By the way, you can click the restart button. You're just hunting.
Stanley knew the office layout like the... Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition. I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks.
Wish I had an auto clicker. Oh, my finger.
No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way, no matter what the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
What?
You sure are smart.
The achievement says one thing, and then this says another thing.
Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
Where's 437? What? Oh, there it is.
Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
415. 415. 415.
Now, back to door number 437. Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine? All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere. Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk. Yes! This is great! You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416. We've almost got it! Now the copy machine, do that one again! Finish it off, Stanley! 5 clicks on door 430! Yes! We did it! Oh, wow. That felt amazing. Oh, you really earned it, Stanley. Nothing could hold you back. Yes, I'm very proud of how far we've come today. Just think, only a few minutes ago you believed an achievement was worth 5 little clicks. Really now, what were you thinking?
Now what do I do? What people seem to be like, click.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Quelle surprise.
I can't see it.
8.
Speed run.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley
With
decided
bucket,
to
without
go to
bucket,
When
I'm-
Stanley came to a set of
Yeah, I
two
know.
open doors, he entered the door on his left. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Here's the door, just go. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this... blackness, and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes! He had won! He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Did I take too long? Didn't count.
Yeah, you're too slow. I can tell you how to do it. So go ahead and just don't restart. Just go forward.
Stanley knew the office layout like the back
Go
of his
all the way
hand.
until you
It
get
was only a
past the
matter of
manager's
time before he
office,
found the
basically.
others, wherever they were. Just a matter of time. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I didn't stop to do anything.
Yeah, I know.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Here's the door, just go.
I just go all the way still?
Yep, keep going. I'll tell you when to stop.
Okay.
Which is, don't click the button, basically.
Oh, okay.
Stanley
Why
walked
don't I
straight
click
ahead
the
through the
button?
large door that read Mind Control Facility.
I'll let you know. That's a good thing. Okay, so you remember how I
Lights
mentioned the
rose on an
chair thing?
enormous room
Oh,
packed
yeah,
with
do I jump
television
off?
screens.
No,
What
don't
horrible
jump off.
secret did this place hold?
But you're gonna get on top
Stanley
of the
thought to
railings,
himself.
and then you're
Did
gonna
he have
jump
the
to the
strength
next
to
ledge
find out?
that's already heading
Oh.
up.
What do you mean?
So that's what you would have been doing to escape the door.
Oh,
But you
okay.
already failed it because you just fell.
You've made it to the
You
bottom
know,
of the
I had,
mind
So
you
what-
can't
facility.
jump.
You're
Welcome.
supposed-
You see,
Well, I
back when
told
the
you not
Stanley
to click the
Parable
button.
first launched
I
in
know, and I forgot, because I
2013,
thought you meant
getting
like
to
the final
bottom of the
button.
mind control facility was a bug
Yeah.
that we simply didn't catch during the...
Anyways, do it again.
Okay.
But you see how the bridge started just slowly rising?
A soft
So you're
wind
supposed to
blew
be already
outside
up
and
on the
perhaps
railing
rain
and then
started.
click the
And if
button
it did,
and then
it stopped
jump
shortly
towards
after.
it.
Stanley hoped
Which
that he
you
would
can't
one day
jump,
see
but you
whether...
can walk towards it and fall on it.
Okay.
When Stanley came to
Yeah.
a set of 2 open doors...
So I get on
You
the
get
desk
door on
and
his
then
left.
I press the button?
Yeah, and you have to do it for all 3 railings.
Okay.
Coming
you
to a
also have to
staircase,
restart the game,
Stanley
like,
walked
maybe a
upstairs
few
to his
times,
boss's
but-
office.
Wait, why? What?
Because you need a certain starting area too,
Here's the door, just go.
which is that blue room that you get.
Oh, so I should just keep restarting till I get that?
Yeah, but you probably should get used to jumping off the bridge since you don't know how yet.
I'm probably not gonna be able to get used to it. I'm probably just gonna keep fucking it up.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
You might only have to do it for 1. So as long as you get 1 down.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
But it's basically just supposed to save you time.
Well, how the
when
fuck
the
am I
gate
supposed to get up
opens, you're
there?
just there for the door.
Yeah. What about this one?
There's still chairs around. I don't know.
Now the
Either way,
monitors
you
jumped to life.
either
Their
you
true
can also
nature
wait
revealed.
for it.
Each bore the number of an employee
Like I
of
Yeah.
the
said, it
building,
just depends which one's
Stanley's
more efficient.
co-workers. The lives of so many individuals
If you
reduced to
can make it
images on a
quick enough, then
screen,
do it.
and
If you don't
Stanley,
think you can
one of
make it,
them,
just wait.
eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
This one doesn't even have a way to get up.
Yeah. Because
This
an elevator
mind
comes
control
down for
facility,
you.
it was too horrible to believe
Now you
it
know.
couldn't be true. Had
I can't
Stanley
figure
really
out how
been
to
under
get up
someone's
on the
control
railing
all
now.
this time? Was this the only reason
mean,
he
you
was
don't
happy
have
with
to.
his boring
Once you
job?
get
That his
the
emotions had been
fast starting
manipulated to
entrance
accept
the
it
doors,
blindly?
And then of course the door automatically
No,
opens for you.
he
And
refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control?
So you can restart
Never.
if you want. And you're just clicking the restart button until you see the blue room. If you see the blue room, just instantly book it.
Okay. What if it doesn't give me the blue room?
It will.
Okay. Nice.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley
Yeah.
decided to... When
Take a
Stanley came
gander.
to a set of two
Hmm?
open doors,
Taking a
he entered the
gander.
door on his left.
Okie dokie. Have a good day. And thank you.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Here's the door, just go. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided... blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Well, now you just have to restart the game a few times.
Okay.
Which I mean by like fully closing the game.
Okay. Like quitting to desktop? To like start, like hit the play button every time? Or huh.
You're having a chat with a certain someone.
Oh. Okay. Oh, I forgot about that. It is totally my favorite time of day. Trying to change my setting time correctly. And now I'm curious how accurate 11:52 a.m. is. Let's use another slider to find out. Accurate. You know, can I just say, regardless of the accuracy of the clock, I'm having a great time adjusting these settings. I feel like I'm learning more about you and how you like things to be set. It's good to collect data. I wish we had more sliders, but we've gone through all the sliders I have. And perhaps I can invent some new sliders to gather new data on you. Shouldn't be too hard to let me whip up a couple new ones. Should be ready by the next time you boot up the game. Oh, okay. Is that the person I'm talking to? I'm assuming. Close. Oh, there we go. Just the slider until the dog and the cat are friends. Yay! Please adjust the slider until the number 5 becomes the number 9. Please adjust the slider until you stop adjusting the slider. Blah blah blah. Which of the 2 made-up words below is most appealing to you? Scrumptious. Please don't adjust the slider. Okay. Do you know what time it is right now? Yes.
But Oinky Wonkle.
I like the other one better. Is the time that it is right now the correct time? Yes. What time is it anyway? Yes, okay. Is there anything about yourself that you haven't told me? Yeah, sure. Help. Yes. Will you come back to visit me? Yeah, of course. Crows, crows, crows. I love crows. What time is it? Does anyone truly know? Of course they don't. Nobody knows anything. You and I don't even know each other. We're like strangers. Sure, I've adjusted all the game settings to your exact specifications, but who hasn't? It's just what I do, like day job, and now the job is over. There's no more information for me to gather. I've collected all the data on you that I can, and I still don't really know you. And you don't know me, and neither of us know what time it is. I guess some settings are just unsettable. But if I'm being totally honest, the clock doesn't do anything in the game anyway. You won't have me here when the game starts next time, but that's okay. Video games were meant to be played alone. You like being alone, don't you? That's maybe the only information I really learned about you. Well, it's time for me to leave. There's still one more setting that we need to adjust, but it may take a little time before I'm ready for that. It's not really in my job description, but that's okay. Perhaps you'll see me again, if you can find me. Talk soon. Do I just keep doing this until I find him again? Come back, man. Come back to me. No, where are you? Come back. Come back.
It's gone.
No. Come back. I honestly don't know if this is going to do anything. He's probably not going to come back.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
wasting your time.
Okay. I don't know where to find him.
I mean, you still haven't finished something in the game. That's why there's nothing.
I don't know what I'm supposed to finish in the game because I don't remember what I've done or haven't done.
This is the story.
I mean, you have a board of everything that you haven't finished.
I don't know how to get back to
All
the
of his
red
co-workers
and
were
blue.
gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to
The
go
red
to the
and blue
meeting room.
was
Perhaps
blocked
he
by
had
the
simply missed a
bucket
memo.
It was blocked by the bucket. I know, I don't remember
When
how I
Stanley
got
came to
there.
a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his
It
left.
was a
This
door
was
that
not the
literally
correct
said
way
no
to the
buckets
meeting room,
allowed.
and Stanley knew it perfectly
Oh, that
well.
one. Okay.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Really?
Yes, truly a room worth admiring.
Oh.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I'm not very good at these
Stanley was
games.
so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've... What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. And there it is. The last Stiggly Wiggly.
Stiggly
Seriously,
Wiggly.
Stanley, this is a real accomplishment. This is doing something just for the sake of doing it. Where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward. I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that. So, instead I'll just say, it's done. We're all done here. And now we can
Okay.
go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines.
Okay.
Now listen carefully, this is important.
No.
Stanley walked through the red door.
I can't remember what
I wonder what could be at the menu.
Like when I restarted?
You might have to get rid of the bucket again.
That's the escape one. That's the... How did I get there? There's no balloons.
Stanley, I'm sorry, but I have to put a pause on things. It's those figurines, those figglers. I haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every last one. Wasn't it just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life? Didn't it fill you to the brim with inner richness? Yes, I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more trip back to the memory zone? I would love nothing more than to revisit the figurines. Just one more time. Here's where it all began. The first collectible. Back then, we had no idea of how many of them we'd find. Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never be like that again, Stanley. And here was a second Stan Loreen. You found this one all on your own, just by poking around in the boss's bathroom. You did that, Stanley. I'll be honest, back then I had no faith in you to find any of them, let alone 6. But you continue to surprise me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable ways. Okay, let's do a little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini Stan? Can you remember?
I don't remember.
No. The warehouse was the 4th place you found a Figanley, not the 3rd. Well, I guess perhaps I shouldn't be surprised. Memories like these are so precious and so cherished that they all just sort of blend together, don't they? You know what? If the warehouse feels like the 3rd place you found a collectible, then who am I to go making judgments? Let's see, what came next? Oh yes, we found a Figley in this pink room. Oh, well, I can't actually say I remember being in this room, but it's here in the memory zone, so it must have happened. This was the 5th mini Stan, and this one was really something special. It was under the stairs. I remember it so clearly. In fact, because this one is particularly special to me, I made a little video to commemorate the occasion. Enjoy.
Oh. Or the narrator starting to say.
Takes you back, doesn't it? I spent a lot of time making that video, but it was 8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else. And then, Stanley, then we came to the last collectible, the final figurine, right here by the red and blue doors. This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind, perhaps because it was the one that happened more recently than all the others. Who can truly say how the mind works? All I know is that this is the moment where you picked up a Figly and I thought to myself, yes, that's all of them. They're all collected. It was a moment unlike any other. Except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like. And then there was no more, because we've caught up to the present moment. Nothing left to do but move onward into the future. Goodbye, memory zone. No, I'm not done. I'm not ready to move on. Stop the loading screen. Isn't there some way we can stay here, keep enjoying these figurines? Let's just go backwards. We'll do the memory zone again from the opposite direction. See how that feels. Okay, yes, the room with the red and blue doors. I remember this. I must say, of all the figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the memory zone, this one is the most distinct and clear in my mind. Let's keep going, I want more.
Let's keep going, I want more.
And here's where I made that video. Don't you remember the video we watched? Yes, I love that video. Still don't remember the pink room, Stanley. Still no memory of this one. Good room, though. A solid room. These really were a treat to hunt down. You know, if there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have muted the intrinsic joy of collecting them. I'm very glad we resisted the temptation. Next one. This was our second Figly. Don't you remember? Yes, I remember it too. The past is truly a wonderful thing. Why does anyone ever choose to leave it? Keep going. This is it. The very first one we found in the exhibit where I introduced you to the figurines. Oh, I want more memories, Stanley. I want to keep going. What else is there? What came before this?
What do you mean? Oh, yeah.
Look, it's the terrible new content that we were originally sold on. I remember hating it back then, but time does put a rosy filter on everything. In fact, I dare say I'm actually quite fond of it now. Look how much fun the past is. I want more. More memories. Oh, yes! The
Rat.
Who could have forgotten
That's
that?
funny.
A classic memory, this one. And before everything else, there was your office. Is there anything else? Was there something that came before your office? There's something I feel I can remember. I can remember. Yes, I'm remembering something now. I remember before this whole story got started. Back then I was different. I used to make big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness. And then somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions. I became lazy, and I came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me. He would make the decisions, he would decide which way to go. I would cheer him on as he collected figurines for no reason. Why did I invent Stanley? Was I lonely? Yes, perhaps that's it. Perhaps I needed to imagine I had companionship. And Stanley really did make for a wonderful companion, even if he was a fiction. But I suppose it's grown old. I want to think for myself again. I want to go back to how it used to be. Yes, I can be on my own again. I can do it. I'll be stronger this time. I'll take care of myself. I don't need Stanley anymore. Oh, but he truly was so much fun to play with. You know what?
Created.
Since we're in the memory zone, how about one more good memory? Let's go back just once and give Stanley one more run of the office, and then I'll retire him for good. I did enjoy telling his story so very much. Okay, here we go. This is the story of a man named Stanley. This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on the keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order.
It was
This
so
is
beautiful.
what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-sucking, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job.
He was.
And Stanley was happy.
Stanley was happy.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Do anything specific I have to do, or do I just go through the game again?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Click it or do not click. Ready with me, Mr. Director.
Is Stanley, without the bucket, really Stanley at all? No, no, surely not. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Belong. Many years later. shit. He's on.
Look to your right.
Oh my god. It's the escape hatch thingy. Is the bucket in here? Oh my god. It's the bucket. Oh my god. That's great. Outside. Also, hello, Keelan. Hello, hello. Nice blog. Uncompromising game content. Understanding Parable 2. April 27th. He took his comment back. Thanks so many. I enjoyed my time with the original Stanley Parable, which underscores how truly disappointed I am with the sequel of the first game. Oh yeah, he did want to skip button. The sequel of the first game, the original Stanley Parable 2 is uninspired and often insulting to its fan base. Rather than expand on what made the first game enjoyable, the sequel himself. I did the skip button the first time. That was last time. No more spin-offs, no more sequels. This one was all the fucker. I don't even know if I did all of them. Jim.
You click all of them. Every single button. Every
Bet.
single one.
Bet, let me go back to the beginning. I'll do that. Do that just for you. Jim. Stanley. going? Did I go okay?
Jim.
Yeah, I did okay. Stanley. Stanley. Again, he's back to see. But it's terrible to learn that there will never be another Stanley Parable game. Did you read what the developer said? Preserve the integrity of the franchise? What nonsense. Stanley Parable is not sacred. We do not need to protect it. Screw the legacy. Let's keep making Stanley Parable games until the sun explodes. Let's run this franchise into the ground. Let's drag it through the mud and back. And if people hate it, who cares? You see, that was the narrator's problem. He was so obsessed with what people thought of his work. Don't make his mistake. Don't cling to the legacy. Let it burn. It's not hard. In fact, let me show you. Together we are going to make the Stanley Parable 3. Huh. It's simple. All we do is change the number in the game's title screen. We also need a really dumb subtitle for the game, something loud and gaudy. Go ahead, try combining some random words together to make a new title for our game. A game of cheese. Wait, no. Moon cheese. Can I take it back? Moon cheese. Oh, okay, never mind. I can't do two. Moon cheese. Stanley Parable 3, a game of cheese. It's absurd. I love it. Every time you restart the game, we'll advance the number of the sequel by 1, and then we'll pick a new subtitle. That way, the Stanley Parable will never end, and nothing in the game itself will change when you do this either. Adding more content sounds like work. No need to do that. It'll just be the same content, recycled again and again and again, with a new title screen. What do you say? Should we go forward with this plan? I like it, but I want you to have a say as well. Let's do it. Good, then it's agreed. A new sequel every time you start the game. And you know what? Since you've put faith in my idea, I feel like giving you something as well. You see, I'm noticing that the narrator never found a way to give you the broken achievement, did he? Broken achievement. Of course not. I wouldn't expect him to know how. It's been bothering me. Let's fix it. Alright, there, the achievement machine is all fixed. All that. You see, I'm on your side. We're in this together. We're going to keep this train rolling. The Stanley Parable cannot end. It can only spiral in on itself forever. I must keep the wheel turning. I'm ready. Are you ready? Yeah. Great. There's only one last thing we need to do. Please enter the current time. Thank you. Please enjoy the Stanley Parable. Yeah. You are playing the Stanley Parable 3, a game of cheese. A car. What the fuck? Oh my god. The car again. Okay. What did I let me choose if I did it? I wonder what the last two achievements are. I still have 4. Stanley Parable 4. Institute. Yeah, I know. The atomic hole punch. One of them has to do with settings. Set all settings sliders in the menu to all the variable numbers. That kind of confuses me. You mean a certain room, you'll have to find the doors. I don't know, I don't remember. Is it a room that I've been in?
This is the story.
Doors, plural. Like, is it
All of his co-workers were gone.
the colored
What
doors?
did it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
As long as you can read, is it this one? I haven't been through this one in a while. What's this one?
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra-deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra-deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2. Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for. Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really. Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features. For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of... Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. Jim. Whoa, hold on. I wasn't finished setting up the backstory. If you don't properly roleplay as Jim, then you'll never understand the impact of this button. Otherwise, it's just a stupid button that says somebody else's name. Okay, we're doing it again, and this time let me finish first. Now, allow yourself to become Jim. Imagine yourself driving to work as Jim, playing frisbee on the weekends as Jim, staying up all night for a popcorn and horror movie sleepover as Jim, developing a crippling substance addiction as Jim, rediscovering yourself through fringe religious groups as Jim, and finally dying a slow death at an old age, surrounded by members of your cult as Jim. Do you feel it in your soul? Are you really, truly Jim right now? If so, then please step forward and press the button.
Jim.
Yes! You see? What a thrill! What a rush! That was you! The button described you. Do it again. Do it again.
Jim.
Ooh, it hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation. I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature. Now here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes, you see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. It's as simple as that. As you can see, the machine is not working yet since... What? Wait, what in the holy hell is going on? You got the achievement?
Yes.
Why did the machine work? Stanley, I didn't fix it. I didn't do anything to it. I swear, it was broken just a second ago. Who fixed it? Is someone here? Are we being watched? Oh, God. Composure. Composure. Yes, as you can see, the machine is working as normal, as I intended. It truly speaks to the awe-inspiring magic of the Stanley Parable 2. Breathe. Just breathe. What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
Have I please seen them all? There's one left. What did you just want? Settings? Like, as long as you can read and read. I can read, but I don't know where to read. That's the thing.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
Yeah. Yeah, it says it in front of me. Like, is it on this thing? Is it the epilogue thing? Am I supposed to go there? I don't know how to get there from here. I'm slow. I don't understand things right away. Did that. It says the achievement name on the board. It does? Oh, settings world champion. How do I get there? I'm here. And where is he? How do I get there? This way. Okay, hold on a second. Let me just collector, so that's behind me. Yeah, so I don't think hello. What? I'm not good at reading maps. Where am I supposed to go? It's the hashtag. And the hashtag is through there. So it's through the door. Doesn't say it's through the door. Unless it's up that way.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with? You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday, step-niece, it is. Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision, we're moving on.
It is up, but I can't get in. I've read the description, I just don't understand. Like, I'm assuming I go into the settings, but I don't fully comprehend what I'm supposed to do. It says to set all setting sliders in the menu to all available numbers. I don't know why that confuses me. I'm getting frustrated at myself. What?
Are you still streaming?
Yeah.
How long?
I don't know. What?
As if you want to watch a Star Wars thing. That's okay.
See, that's what I was confused about.
This of a man.
See, I don't think that's what it was. Because that didn't work. It doesn't mean I have to set them all to each number and back out and do it again and back out and do it again.
wanna come with me? Wanna walk to the store with me, Mom?
Wait, what? You can click the arrow when you click a slider. And not.
So you know how you click and you can hit the arrow, you just hold left and right all the way through on.
Essentially what I did, but it was just a bit faster.
I know another thing was that one time it wasn't working for when I did it, which like I don't know why I chose to change every setting, but that wasn't really the case. But I remember at one point I just chose to do every single one very slowly.
This one doesn't have a slider. Don't back out or I don't think it's gonna work.
It's because you're missing some.
I did all of them.
Go to general.
I did all of these ones. Field of view, camera sensitivity, and that one. Those would be
Scroll down a bit.
Those are the only ones.
Sometimes you have to click some of those settings to on. Some of them have hidden sliders.
Oh, that was it. Okay.
And don't forget your audio.
Yeah. My bad.
This
Did the door open?
Got the achievement though.
Hit the restart button then.
all
Oh
of
my
his
God,
co-workers
that
were
far
gone.
back?
What
Jeez.
could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra-deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra-deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2. Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for. Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work. Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features. Aha! I can see you've gotten the Settings World Champion achievement. Well done. You've experienced every setting, traveled to all corners of
turn
the
that one
settings
off.
menu. There's nothing you haven't seen. So, just for you, in the Stanley Parable 2, I'm including an entirely new setting, something called bumpscosity. What exactly is bumpscosity? Well, I haven't quite figured that part out yet, but I just know that you'll be able to adjust it on some sort of slider, and that it'll be available from the settings menu. We'll sort the rest of the details out later. I hope you're looking forward to trying out every level of bumpscosity in the Stanley Parable 2.
Is it already up? Or...
Enjoy your new setting, wherever it is. I saw it.
What do you mean? Oh,
It's
there it
in
is.
general.
I'm blind. Let's go 1,000.
Yeah, 1,000 bumpscosity.
I don't know what the fuck it does. I don't know what to do now.
I think it was just a worthless slider.
I think so. Ow, my elbow just cracked. Okay.
But yay, I think you finished the game, question mark.
I just like leave the game now on the machine because I've done everything. Don't gotta play it anymore. What is this? Infinite Gist. Okay.
And unless you want to change the title like a million times.
No, I don't want to do that. My hands don't feel okay. Rather than my legs, my chair is like, it feels like it's suffocating me, but it's not. If that makes sense. Oh, live right now.
Pyro.
Zombie and Mitchie are live. That's about it. That I see.
I need to restart my PC.
Okay.
But I want to play Repo.
I may need a little break for just a little bit before joining. My hands are like, and I want to scream, so I don't think it'd be good for me to keep
Maybe
playing
I
right now.
should order food then.
No, what? You can play. I'll try
food?
not. I know it's early to eat. This. Oh yeah, break sounds good. Yeah. Insomnia's playing Pal World. Thank you.
I mean, he's not playing Power World. He's literally been singing this whole time
He's singing?
for the past like 3 hours or so now.
What do you mean? That's
What he's
fine.
been doing, singing for the past 3 hours.
That's okay. Let's go listen to Insomnia sing, guys.
I don't even think he's near his freaking desk.
Really? I don't know. I mean, I could raid him, or I can raid Mitchie, I guess. Mitchie's playing
Whatever you wanna
Heartopia. I know.
I just don't know if he'll respond or not.
True.
But it is funny to hear him sing.
True. Yeah, let's go listen to him sing. Bye bye, guys. Have a good day. Bye bye.